Welcome to the Word for 2021. Today we're in Numbers chapter 5. This is a very special portion of Scripture. In verses 5 through 10, God is going to be telling us, what do you do when a wrong has been committed? If you've never shared any of these devotionals on your own personal Facebook page, may I encourage you to do that with today's devotional, because what God is sharing today in these verses, everyone needs to hear and understand, because we all have done wrong. We have all wronged someone else. The question is, what do you do when you have wronged someone else? How do you handle it? What's the right way to apologize? That's what these verses are going to be telling us. Now here in verses 5 through 10, again, listen to what it says, beginning in verse 5. When a man or woman wrongs another in any way and they are guilty, there are 3 steps that need to be taken, and that's what these verses say. First, you need to confess the sin. Second, make restitution. And here God is saying even add 20% to it. And then the third is offer a ram as a sacrifice for atonement. Now let me break this down so that we can apply this today. When you wrong someone else, and we have all wronged someone else, and we have all been wronged by someone else, what is the right way to handle it? It's more than just saying, I'm sorry. In these verses, God is saying that when a wrong has been committed, it's actually a sin against them and against God. So there's 3 things that need to take place. First is to confess the sin. What is confession? It is taking responsibility by putting it into words what you have done. You're simply agreeing with God and you're calling it by name. You're confessing the wrong that has been done. The second is restitution. This is what you're doing to make it right. You're replacing what is damaged, or you're covering the cost for the repair. And here in the Old Testament, God even told them to add 20% more as an inconvenience cost. Whenever a wrong has been committed, something has been broken. And so therefore, it needs to be replaced or fixed. And then also, God is saying it's an inconvenience as well, having to deal with this that someone else did. So you need to add something extra to it. So the 3 steps are first, confession. The second is restitution. And then the third, God says, is atonement. You need to then, as he's telling the people here, give an offering to God for the guilt. It's a restoration of the relationship, because sin always breaks a relationship. And therefore, God is saying, first, you need to agree that it is sin. So you need to make it right with the other person, but then you need to come and offer a guilt offering, he's telling them in these verses, so that our relationship might be restored. So again, how does all this fit together today? How do you apologize? It's more than just simply saying, I'm sorry. You need to tell the other person what you're sorry for. You need to name it. What is it that you did? Not just say, I'm sorry, but sorry for what? They need to hear it. The second is you need to understand how it affected them. Whatever the wrong was, they need to hear it in words that you understand from their perspective how it made them feel, how it affected them. The third part of a real apology is to not just simply say, now tell me what can I do to make it right, but you need to think on your own what needs to be done, and then say to them, this is what I'm going to do to start making it right. It's confessing. It's restoring the relationship through restoration. But then you need to ask for their forgiveness, and then ask for God's forgiveness too. If a real apology is sincere, it's going to have those 4 aspects. Saying you're sorry for what you did, letting them know that you understand how it affected them, then thinking about it yourself to let them know what you're going to do to start making it right, then ask them to forgive you and ask God to forgive you. Because here, God is saying when a wrong is committed, it's a sin against them and against God. So many people today need to understand what it really means to apologize. And God has made it very clear in these verses, chapter 5, verses 5 through 10. Thank you for joining the Word for 2021.